Look at it.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's doing great, and welcome to tonight's coaching huddle. We just pushed the record button here, so we will be able to send this out to all of our coaches that weren't able to make it tonight. I want to welcome everybody to the call tonight, and we have a great call tonight talking about how do we speak to our clients about joining us in the opportunity to be a health coach, and how do we speak to anybody out there, entrepreneurs and the like, about joining our team and joining Take Shape for Life. As always, in the beginning, when we do these Zoom calls, we like to do an update on what we call Take Shape for Life University. And as a friendly reminder of what Take Shape for Life University is, this is what we have coined as a way for anyone in a matter of 8 weeks, a commitment of 2.5 hours a week, to commit themselves to learning what is it going to be like to be a health coach, everything you need to know about health coaching, all the different aspects that take place with clients, the leadership calls, and our own personal journey of learning the habits of health. So as a reminder, Take Shape for Life University is listening to all 4 support calls: the doctor's call, the nurse's call, the habits of health call, the leadership call that Dr. Anderson does, as well as a half hour of reading either Discover Your Optimal Health or something in the habits of health. And the idea is that over 8 weeks at committing yourself to 2.5 hours a week of just learning, not talking or anything, it's more of an active listening skill, that you will know everything you need to know about this business, about becoming a coach, and all the different things that our clients go through on program, whether you have a small group of people you coach or a large group of people. And we have found this to be one of the most fantastic trainings, and very simple, and you can access it via the web. You can download it to your iPod, your iPhone. You can listen to it, a live recording over the phone. So you can do it anywhere at any time or join the live call. So that's what Take Shape for Life University is. And tonight we have asked Malka Barron to share with us what she learned on the leadership call this week, and the things that she took away and the impact. And then after that, we're going to have Donna, who is a nurse practitioner, share with us what she learned on the nurse's call this week, and different takeaways that she had to share how powerful Take Shape for Life University is. So with that said, Malka, you want to lead us off with what the leadership call was all about?
Sure. Thanks, Gary. I love this leadership call. It was very powerful. It was a nice precursor to conference. Terry Miller actually ran the call this week, and she spoke about how appropriate it is that it's July 4th weekend. And on July 4th, we, of course, focus on appreciating our freedom and our independence. And that's what Take Shape for Life really can afford all of us as health coaches, is the freedom to make the choices that we can and design our life around what matters most. And then there were several presidentials that I kind of wrote down my best takeaways from what they shared. Ron Gell said that the power of conference could be just a word or a phrase that somebody says at a workshop or up there on stage that would have the power to really change your life and to change how you're going to coach. And it's so true, right? There could just be one little tweak that somebody shares with us that can change the course of how we run our business. Pat Stoudy, who's one of my favorite human beings in the universe, shared that when she and Stan first started coaching, they both had businesses, other jobs, families, and they didn't have the time or the money to attend conference, but she made a decision she was going to go. She shared a room with 3 other people who became, to this day, close friends because of the bonds that she shared, because she wanted to have more freedom and more time. And she wasn't afraid to be a student. And she said the lessons that she learned, the powerful one-on-one conversations late at night in the hall, in the lobby down late at night, and just little tweaks to her coaching really have helped her and Stan create the very, very successful business that they have today. And it really helped her revisit, why did I become a health coach? What do I want? And let me focus on those things and take those lessons and be a real student. Brad Miller is so funny. He spoke about this new house that he's building and the success that he's having, and it's all because he's never missed an event, never missed a conference, and invite as many people as you can. He said, come and bring all your friends, get on Facebook, and just don't underestimate how you can grow and how you can build. Kelly Rife said something very powerful. She said, ask yourself 2 questions. What's the best thing right now about your business? Is it the people that you're helping, the extra money that you're earning that's making a difference for your family, or is it emotionally satisfying for you? And what's the one thing you wish you could change? And she said the power of conference is in that space in between those 2 questions. That's the value of learning and growing by going. I thought that was such a great, great line. And Brian wrapped up the call, Brian Drollinger, by saying that the return on your investment, statistically, people who attend conference, they reach more people, they grow their businesses more effectively, and they earn more money. But the common denominator that he tied up the call with was many people spoke about the difference of the houses that they're building, the improvements that they're making. And to build a new home, you need a foundation. You need a solid foundation. And conference is the foundation for health coaches. To build a foundation, you've got to learn structurally what that looks like. Conference gives us the tools to build a solid foundation. Very powerful. And finally, the most personally satisfying thing he said for conference, and this speaks true for me, Gary, you know this, are the stories. Just to come and to hear people's stories and to hear and see ordinary people doing extraordinary things and realizing, heck, if they can do it, so can I. And just being so inspired to grow and to make a change in this world. It was a great call. Thanks for the opportunity to share it.
Awesome. Thank you for that recap of it and what you took away from it. And those of us who've been to convention, we already know all those things are so true. You know, that's why we always encourage people to go. We don't get paid for them to go. So our recruiting them to go has nothing to do with us making more money. It has to do with knowing the power of the shifts that people make when they do attend convention. Great, Malka. Thank you very much. And Brad Miller just announced, by the way, that him and Ashley are having a baby, if you hadn't seen that. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Donna, we would love for you to share what you learned on the nurses call.
Okay. The nurses call focused on the weekend, you know, the 4th of July weekend and all of the potential for triggers and so forth. And they started out very much the same as the leadership call with focusing on our independence, our own personal independence. And to me, it was a pleasant reminder of my why. It always helps me when I hear something that brings me back to my why. So independence from all the things, the obesity, poor health, hopelessness, all the things that we all know so only too well. And then also that brings me to if you focus on what you want, then you don't feel deprived. And that has always been like my mantra through the whole process, because I just said no matter what. And it reminded me of the Stop Challenge Choose. What do we want? What is important to us? And changes in routine can be disruptive. So here we have parties and people are, drinking and eating and, just having a great old time. But some of the things that I starred was about how it's so nice to be around like-minded people, so that you're visiting, and for us, whether we're around like-minded people or not, that if we can focus more on the visit with other people and the camaraderie, that'll help us to not, focus on the food. And one thing, I have a client that does this better than anybody I've worked with, and she is always prepared. Wherever she goes, she knows what what's coming, and she has what she needs to do, as far as food and just preparation, make sure that she's got all her bases covered, and she's, very successful. And again, positive attitude about gaining health. Let's see. Oh, something that I don't think about, but is just a little tidbit, is to call the hostess and ask her about the menu if you're going to be going to a party, because then you can offer to bring something that will be healthy and nice for other guests, but can also help you to maintain your program. And then there was a call about gas. And there were so many things that I guess it came up in last week, but they were reiterating about using Beano and Lactaid and Fiber Power. I wanted to add to that, Gas-X is always good. Take a couple of those to keep it calm when you're going to be around someone. The probiotic that Take Shape for Life has, that Medifast has, is great for getting the good bacteria. And then also, I forget who it was that shared about peppermint essential oils. She says if you put 3 or 4 drops in about 16 ounces of water, that's really good for calming your gut. And I know that I have done all but the peppermint. They were wondering whether it was from the soy or, the whey or whatever. And I don't know where it comes from, but it visits. And, I lost a client because it was so bad for her that she just said, I can't do it anymore. I don't know whether she ever did the things regularly, like Beano and so forth, but that was a shame. That was a real shame to see her leave. But it's not gonna, I just figure I'm jet propelled. So
thank you, Donna.
That's about it.
Sorry.
That's all right.
That's all right. Thank you, Donna. It's actually an important topic to bring up. So we all know, we've all dealt with it, and it's good to have the arsenal in our bag of what to say to people when that does come up, because we all know. I personally believe it's the fiber, because fiber does cause that in its, like broccoli is a gas-producing vegetable. But thank you very much for keeping us up to date on what's going on with people in the nurses call. We really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Before we move on, I do want to make an announcement and a celebration tonight for all of us to celebrate Sherry Marks here, who just made the rank of Fully Integrated Business Coach, FIB.
All right.
Sherry and Jeff. Sherry and Jeff. Yeah.
Sherry and Jeff.
Yeah. Congratulations, guys. You guys did a great job, and you deserve all the accolades. Look forward to seeing you at the FIBC party at convention.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Okay. So with that done, let's get into tonight's topic. My guess is everybody would love to know, what do we say to clients when we're trying to have them look at the opportunity to become a coach, right? How do we build our network of coaches within our own organization, which is really the only way to build equity business, right? And a couple of weeks ago, we did the path to FIBC, and we kind of laid out the numbers of how many people that you need to talk to in order to reach FIBC and what to do. This is drilling down to, okay, now I know the numbers. What do I do now? What do I say? And like we've all talked about before, there is a system in place for all of us to learn. And the main system that we all have, whether you use it electronically or you use it paper-wise, is this system right here, right? The file folder system. And in order to think about coach candidates, then this is the file that we use, file folder 4, okay? And file folder 4 is all about coach candidates, okay? So when you're looking for people to become a coach, the equation that we use to make it really simple, if you're taking notes, it's I plus Q equals A. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I is identify, Q is qualify, A is approach. Now, so let's look at identify, because that's what this is about too. This is about identifying. Now, every human being on the planet is looking for something in life, right? We're all looking for, whether it's to make more money, more security, maybe retirement, maybe meaning and purpose in their life, maybe financial freedom. You know, we don't know what anyone's looking for, and we can't assume. So identifying is the way we find out what people might be looking for. Now, how do we find out what people might be looking for? Malka, you want to take a stab at that? How do we find out what people might be looking for? You're muted. You're muted.
Ask them.
Couldn't unmute it fast enough. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The same way we identify when somebody, you know, whether we want them to become a client, to invite them to be a part of this program, we want to ask them questions. What is it that you're looking for?
Exactly. So that's all I really wanted, was asking questions. So the way this works when it comes to working with our clients is when we coach them, it's important not just to say, how are you doing on program? How was your week? How's your water intake? You know, are you learning in the habits of health? But actually, when you have the time, spend some time getting to know them. Find out what they do. Find out their job. Find out about their family. Find out about their life. Find out about their marriage. Find out about, you know, their relationships. This is the way you get to know somebody, and then they feel even more validated versus just the coach-client relationship. And if you keep it there, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, because this is a trust and respect business. So identifying is asking people questions. Do you like your job? How often do you work? You know, what would you do if you didn't have this job? Or what would you like to do if you could do anything you want? Questions like that just open the door for conversation. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So identifying is finding out, okay, what would you like in life? What are you missing that you wish you had? Because we all know that Take Shape for Life, the greatest thing about Take Shape for Life is our offering. We offer people a path to get healthy. We offer people a path to get mentally healthy, because becoming a coach, we all do our own personal development, right? We offer a path for people to become financially healthy, because as we help people get healthy, the company pays us so well to do what we do. So we really offer something for everybody. The question is do we know what they want, so we could share with them how our offering fits into what they want, right? Okay. So once we've identified something that they might want, now it's about qualifying them. And qualifying them is really us taking a look and saying, do they have the attributes that I'm looking for in a Take Shape for Life partner or a Take Shape for Life coach? Now, in the beginning, a lot of coaches who want to recruit coaches just go crazy and they sign up as many people as they can. Okay? I've had a number of coaches who just went on a recruiting rampage. And guess what? They signed up 20 coaches and none of them did anything. Because when you just go out there to just recruit, all you're doing is trying to get coaches in your organization, but you don't get paid for that at all, right? That person who has 20 health coaches spoiled the waters for many people because he actually sold it too hard. They signed up, they did nothing. Nobody wanted to work with this person because they didn't really qualify them. They didn't find out, do they have what it takes to be a Take Shape for Life health coach? For me to spend my time and effort into helping them develop their business. So here are some of the attributes that are listed in file folder 4 that qualify. Like, are they true to program? You know, are they healthy? Like, if they're not needing to lose weight, are they true to whatever program they're on if they're already healthy? Or are they dysfunctionally skinny? Are they ambitious people? Do they want more out of life? Because not everybody does, right? We've all met people who are very happy with, you know, the level of income that they have. and they don't really want to work any harder than they do. So would they be a great person to bring in, right? Like if you think about that, do you want a lazy health coach on your team? That'll drive you nuts. If you want them to succeed, it's going to drive you crazy. But that's why it's all about finding out what they want and then helping them get it. Now, do they have an attractive personality? Are they somebody who is just a bubbly person out there willing to go out of their comfort zone, and do people like them? And that can be worked with if they have the will and the ambition, but they don't have the attractive personality yet, but they know that and they're willing to, work on themselves and work on their personality and work on their approach, then they'll do fine. Are they self-motivated? Are they the type of person that's just going to grab it and run with it? And have they been successful in other areas of their life? Are they referring people to you? These are the qualifiers that makes somebody a fantastic coach. So when you're looking at building your team and thinking about people that you want to introduce this program to and introduce this coaching opportunity to, those are some of the things you want to look at, right? And you, on the file folder 4, it says to put a number between 1 and 4, 4 being the highest, at those attributes, and then start really looking at the ones that have that higher number. And then you intentionally think about working with them. So that's the qualifying. So identify is, what are they looking for? Qualify, do they have the attributes that you believe would make a great coach? Okay? The next one is the most important, and this is the approach, right? Identify, qualify, and now it's the approach. What do I say to people? What do I do now that I've identified someone? And remember, the key here is the relationship. The key is you building a relationship with somebody, getting to know them a little bit more about their family life, and you've done all that work, the identify part and the qualify part, and now the approach. Now, I've been working on different approaches, and to be honest, there's no one approach that I have found that has been the magic bullet. It seems to be all types of different ways to approach people. But there is, and a lot of people have fear about approaching and saying, hey, would you like to be a health coach? This is what I would recommend. I have found the language that is so simple and so non-threatening. And I'm having one of the coaches on the team that I was hoping to join us tonight, which is Kathy Engstrom. I had her test this out, and she called me yesterday and told me about all of her success from using the verbiage that I shared with her, and how easy it was to share. And this was the question. These are for clients. So these are for clients that you've identified. If they are entrepreneurs, it's a little bit different. But if you have a client who's doing well, instead of saying, hey, what would you think about health coaching? Don't even mention that word. This is the question. Ask them if they would ever be interested in helping others do this program. And you do it just like that. You're doing so well in this program. I'm so proud of your success. You're so compliant. You've lost so much weight. Hey, would you ever want to help anybody else do this program? Would you ever be interested in helping others do it? That is such a gentle way. And it's in their best interest, not ours. And it's not asking them to be a health coach and scaring them in any way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kathy did that to 2 of her current clients. And both of them are going to take the next step and at least explore it, right? And that's the idea. The idea is for them to take the next step and explore it. But people have been paralyzed by not knowing, what do I say to a client? How do I convert a client to a coach? And the only way there's no conversion, it's asking them if they'd ever be interested in helping other people do it. And believe it or not, I've even asked that question over text to a client because it's a client that it's hard to get a hold of. But instead of saying, would you ever be interested in being a health coach over text, I asked them that question, and it seems like it even flowed well because they responded, that sounds interesting. Maybe I would be. Let's talk further. But if I had asked them would they like to be a health coach, they might have they wouldn't even know how to respond. You know what I mean? It's just a gentle way. Now, so one of the most important things, and I had a meeting this morning with my mentor, Greg Rex. I had an hour-long mentorship program with him. And we talked about the we're getting some feedback. Dr. Chan, we're getting feedback from you, please. Can you mute your phone?
Yeah, mute me out, please.
I can't mute you out. You have to mute your phone.
Yeah, mute me. I'll mute myself. How do I do that?
On your phone, I'm not sure. I don't think I can mute you. Okay, I think you're good. And one of the most important things, and I'm finding this is happening for me as well. Like I'm the business leader for this team, and I have my business mentors, is the concept of third-party credibility. We've all heard it. We all know about it. But I can't tell you how important it is because even for the people that I work with directly, they can't hear me sometimes, and I have to bring in Greg and Whitney, you know? But when it's 2 levels or 3 levels below me, when I'm the leader, then obviously I'm the one people can hear. So even though I'm a mentor to many, the direct people that I have with me, I have to bring to my leadership. And this is just a human nature. And believe it or not, I've even heard Dr. A say the same thing, that when he works with people, he has to find third-party credibility too. So he either brings in Dan or he brings in Terry Miller or the people in his inner circle, depending on who he needs. So this has nothing to do with how powerful one person is or how great of a leader one person is. This has everything to do with human nature. And we can't fight human nature because we just won't win. Everybody needs this third-party credibility. So when you find somebody who's remotely interested in learning this business and learning how to do it, me and Greg talked today. It is vitally important to talk to them and say, great, I want to know you how important this mentorship program that we have in Take Shape for Life is, that my mentor would love to at least have a 3-way call with you just to say hello and share with you a little bit about their experience. And basically the idea is to introduce them to your business leader immediately. And then once they become a coach and they reach a level of senior coach, it's a celebration with the business leader. The idea is to continually do these third-party credibilities, and they don't have to be long calls. They just have to take place. Because 2 things happen. 1, we're showing them the power of the mentorship program. 2, we're also modeling for them, this is how we do it, right? And what's the best way to duplicate ourselves is to model. So when they decide they become a business coach themselves, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to continue to model this third-party credibility. And Greg Rex told me today that there's every single time he has a frontline health coach, he has no choice but to do third-party credibility. He has to because he knows that he's fighting human nature if he decides to say, guess what, I'm the big leader here in San Diego. You can work directly with the big guy. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. He needs to bring in Whitney, or he brings in Dr. A, or he brings in somebody, no matter what, he says every single time, because he knows the power of it. It's just something that we can't deny. So to wrap up, we have identify what people want, qualify them to see if they have the attributes, and then inviting them to learn more with a 3-way call. And the approach to clients is, hey, would you ever be interested in helping others with this program? All right. So I would love for everybody to unmute themselves, and let's have a little dialogue here. We have 3 minutes left, and we could wrap up any questions or anything, and whatever you guys want to go to over the next 3 minutes is fine with me.
Alana's raising her hand.
You have a question, Alana? Yeah.
I think that's an awesome way to approach clients, but I feel I'm more commonly still struggling to acquire clients, but I love sharing what I do as in a business standpoint. And I feel like many people are interested in the coaching aspect of it. But I obviously can't say that to them because they've never done the program, but they love helping people and they have health in their mindset. So how would I approach that?
The same way. Just tell them what you do and ask them if they would ever be interested in doing it. Same exact way.
Mm-hmm.
Share with them what you do. Yeah. And then say, would you ever be interested in doing what I do?
This is for Sherry. We got to go.
Okay.
Sherry, congratulations.
Yay, Sherry!
FIBC.
Nice.
We'll have one for you tomorrow.
Okay. We're doing a study hall tomorrow.
Yes,
So-
yes.
I love that idea. So cute.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Gary.
Any other questions? We have a minute and a half.
Oh,
You were telling me, and I did get into the Vimeo of the support calls, but I couldn't remember the site, and I didn't write it down.
Support calls online.
Support calls online. Okay,
the podcast app is also for getting the support calls also if you miss them live. Because unlike listening to the recording, you can pause.
Oh, because you can't when you're driving around the car listening. Okay. And that's podcast?
Just go to iTunes.
Oh, okay, iTunes.
They're all there.
Oh,
David Bush is excellent. I mean, they're all good, but he's amazing.
okay.
I recommend his.
Is there any questions in regards to tonight's call? Yes, MJ.
If you don't have iTunes, if you don't have Apple, if you're using Android, there's still tools that you can use for it. I use Podkicker on my Android phone, so you can use them on whatever platform you have.
What is?
We can't hear you.
He said Podkicker.
No, I heard David, but MJ and Alan have a question, but we can't hear you.
Okay, the question that I have is, we have this new coach. In fact, you've met him. He's not so new anymore. He's been around for about 2.5 months. Very excited, very engaged, and then all of a sudden is not engaged. He does have a small family. He had 2 other businesses.